It's 4:47 in the morning. Yep, I'm up a little early. We've got a dream-driven day call today. Starts in an hour. And I so very rarely vary my morning routine. You've got to have a morning routine. You've got to engage life. The moment you go into avoidance, the moment you go into escape, the moment you start giving life to the crap, your day's over before you begin. So in my morning, the first thing I do is that Joseph Goddard bit. I literally, single act, single session, single wish. What implies I have a great podcast today? It would be your emails. So I imagine up your emails. Right? Loving the podcast, telling me that's why you joined Manifesting Mastery, so on and so forth. Before my feet hit the floor, I nail that. Before my feet hit the floor, I've nailed having a great call with the current triple D group. God, they're good people. They always are. The groups are always different. What we do is always different. I imagine lives changed. How do I do that? I imagine their posts, their feedback, their emails, their testimonials, their stories. All I gotta do is feel what I would feel sitting in the chair and saying, oh cool, another one. See that's where, when you let this be fun, it becomes easy. It's fun to feel that feeling. I've got something special I want you to dive into today. It's called the Engage Recordings. There's a link in the description here. If you don't see it, go to freeneville.com, look in the live call recording section. You'll see it in the menu bars up at the top. I forget if it's the white or the black one. It doesn't matter. You'll find it. Look at the live call recordings and look for the Engage ones. There's 5 calls there. There's 10 hours of us exploring live with small groups. Because those calls were done when we did calls with like 20, 25 people. We did 5 calls on engaging. There's a lot to be explored here. There's a lot to be lived here. There's a lot of lovely for you to give life to. So if you don't mind some swearing, if you do enjoy some real conversations, some real explorations, people opening up, people shifting, go get those recordings. Last week, a fellow emails me, he's on a road trip. He listens to them all day long. And he's blown away by what's happening in his life. Because most people don't notice how much they avoid. Most people don't notice how much energy they put into escaping from their life instead of engaging with life. You are what gives life. When you get you are what gives life, your whole life changes. I know that almost sounds corny. It's simple. So 10 hours of recordings, it's $47 on special. That's 10 hours of recordings. 10 hours of recordings. Where we explore you. Where we explore engaging. Where we explore giving life to the lovely. Like I said, there's some swearing. There's some conversation in there. It's all conversation, by the way. So many people settle for the nun standing at the front of the room writing on the chalkboard. I'm into play, gang. Play is the way. Alrighty, so engage. Next bit. It's 4:51 in the morning. Victoria just let the puppies up. We're getting ready for a call that starts at 6 a.m. Do you hear how much I regret getting up like 45 minutes early? Do you? Do you hear it? You see, I'm excited. This is what I want for you. This is what I want for everyone. I want everyone listening to this to live a life where they can't wait to get up, to engage life. See, I'm back into that again. Didn't mean to. All right, let's just shift gears. Manifesting Mastery course, week 1. If you haven't done that, dive into Manifesting Mastery. I'll tell you where that all began. We've got a little cottage out back. It was the original cottage. You see some hippies. What they did is they squatted on this land. This was public land owned by the government. And they squatted here and they essentially made a house out of mud. They made bricks out of dirt and silt and clay on the property, hardened the bricks, and they built a little cottage. A few years later, they added on a second room. In the next 10 years, they acquired property. They petitioned the government. See, the cops knew, the government knew. They just said, oh yeah, they're hippies, let them sit there. You see, these hippies had a dream. These hippies built a cottage. They expanded on the cottage. These hippies had a dream. And they stayed here for like 10 years, and they petitioned the government, and they got title to the whole valley. They got title to the whole valley. They sold off bits and pieces. We've got the homestead. We've got the original cottage out back. That is where ManifestingMasteryCourse.com was born. So I had this crazy idea. What if that little couple that had a dream, what if we used their cottage to teach this stuff? And I've made a lot of recordings out there. You know, we've put together a lot of cool stuff in that little cottage. But I imagined what would it be like if someone were staying in there, and for 15 minutes a day I gave them a tiny little lesson and went on my way. Just a tiny little lesson, then I get on with my life, things to do, right? You see, that's what it's based on. The amount of time it takes to drink a cup of coffee, the cost of a cup of coffee, right? $97 90-day program. Go read a couple hundred of the success stories. Go read a couple thousand of the posts in the Law of Attraction by Neville Goddard group. You'll catch on. Anyway, that's what I got. I know. Yeah, it's summertime, Mr. 20. I'm busy. See, it's wintertime here. It's summertime in the old country. And right now is the time to dive in deeper and change your life. Why wait a day? I don't understand. People wait. Don't wait. And hiya, Matt. All right. My dog just came to visit. That's it. I'm out of here, gang. Have a lovely day. Maybe I'll make a little special one later on. So, join us at ManifestingMasteryCourse.com if you haven't. If you want to dive into something really unique, get those Engage recordings. Again, they're at freeneville.com. Look on the top menu bars. I forget if it's the white or the black one, but one of them will have live call recordings. Click there. You'll see the Engage recordings. I think are the third one down. God, they're good. And that's what I got, gang. Sharing is caring. Have a lovely day. See ya.